It's been nearly 3.5 years from the time of this review since I've covered the first of the Atelier Ryza games, and about 2 years and a bit since I covered the second, and outside of them I have still yet to play other games in the series, or even pronounce the word Atelier right. On the plus side though, we are going to wrap up the series with the third and final game in the Secret series with Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End, and the Secret Key. Of course, it is highly recommended that you play the other 2 games in the series to fully enjoy this one, but I'll try to keep things as spoiler free as possible. There may be some footage of late game, but this will be out of context. For transparency, a copy of this game was provided to me courtesy of the publisher. Atelier Ryza 3 takes place a year after the events of the second game, with Alchemist and main character Ryza for short, Stout, continuing to help the people on Surfin Island with the help of her alchemy. One day, whilst with her friends Tao and Boss, the 3 of them fight off some monsters threatening some people. These monsters have appeared from the Kark Isles, a set of islands which have mysteriously appeared to the far west of Surfin Island. After beating the monsters, Ryza hears a strange voice in her head, and whilst making some medicine for the injured, she suddenly has an alchemy recipe flash in her head, causing her to make a key. To make matters worse, the Kark Isles are also interfering with the mechanism keeping Surfin Island afloat. To solve this mystery, Ryza calls upon her friends Claudia and Lent, and together with Tao and Boss, who's finally a playable character in this game, begin another summer going on an adventure. Along the way, Ryza will reunite with old friends, and even make some new ones while trying to solve this mystery. But is this game any good? Find out in The Good. Alchemy mechanics remain mostly the same from the other 2 games. Ryza has different tools at her disposal, and they're used to help her gather materials for her alchemy. She can earn SP from making things in alchemy to enhance the quality and quantity of what she can gather, as well as unlock certain recipes and improve the amount of ingredients she can use to make something. There's a couple of new features, and one of them is a key element of the game, if you excuse the pun, because they are the keys Ryza can make and use. As you explore throughout the game, you can come across landmarks that you can create special keys from. In the beginning you only have hollow keys, but later on you can make pristine keys, and these can grant special effects such as increasing the amount of items gathered, or giving buffs to Ryza in battle, or stat boosts and roll changes which grant benefits if equipped, to name a few. They can also be used in alchemy to boost the quality or quantity of an item, or even fill in some elemental slots to make creating the item easier. Keys can also be created by using them on weakened monsters too. Another feature is the Link Morph feature. With link morphing, you can change a key ingredient of an alchemy recipe to something else. This can change the properties and effects of the item you're making, as well as even unlocking new recipes in the process. Items can also be given traits and special traits which can affect your character's stats and abilities in battle, or affect the quality of an item, its element value, sale cost, and even if that item's element spreads to other parts of the recipe. There has been moments where I've spent a long time just making things with alchemy, and that really is part of the charm of the series. The game's world is something I really like about it too. You pretty much have all the places the party has visited in the first Atelier Ryza game, with the Kark Isles added in as a new area to explore, each with distinct islands. You also have the Clarius and Nemed regions to explore, which are large areas in themselves with distinct landmarks, as well as returning to a different part of the underworld. Unless you're fast travelling or going between regions, these are pretty much all one big area that's seamlessly joined together, which I found very impressive. There's even camping sites in the area that Ryza and the party can camp at, and you can even cook food to buff your party for a short period of time too, which is pretty neat. As you explore the areas in the game, you'll come across monsters you can beat for experience and materials. The battle system is real time and remains mostly unchanged from Atelier Ryza 2, with the exception of using keys to give yourself an advantage in battle, or to be created from weakened monsters. You no longer use special skills with a combination of items, but when fulfilling character requests to perform a physical or magical attack, you can gain points which can be spent in battle to have a member of your party use a special move. You can have up to 4 of these assigned, and they're a good way to keep the damage going, or to help stun the enemy to stop them from using a powerful attack. Fatal drives return, and they're as flashy as ever, dealing huge amounts of damage whilst reducing the tactics gauge to 0, which affects your maximum action points and how many moves you can perform in a turn. The game also drops the notice board and factions approach for random quests from 2, and instead has random quests pop up as you explore an area. These can range from making or obtaining something within a time limit, or defeating certain monsters which are marked on your map. Some random quests even just have you gather materials from shining gathering points. These quests can reward you with materials and SP, while some quests will boost the stats of one of your characters, so the game does encourage you to do them when you can. But that's a story for later. Character development has always been a strong point in the series, and this game is no exception. The game features many, and I mean many, personal quests, as well as cutscenes showing the character and Ryza's party interacting with one another, with some having throwbacks to the previous game showing just how much these characters have grown, not just physically, but mentally too. A great example of this is the relationship between Ryza's friend Lent and his father Samuel from the first game, and over the course of this one. I won't go into great details as it's spoiler territory, but it was something I enjoyed seeing through to the end. The game also features quests outside the story that you can complete for the characters and their acquaintances, and even world quests which addresses key parts of the region you're in, such as the desalination device on Kirkin Island affecting the taste of their signature fruit Kirkin fruit. Doing these additional quests as well as the world ones certainly helped me learn more about the game's lore and the characters in the world. You can also find and pick up memoirs about the regions, with some leading you to treasure. However, it's not all good in the game, so let's look at what wasn't so good in the bad. The difficulty is something I do have issues with. Initially, the game did provide me with a challenge, with Ryza and the party dealing little damage to the enemies, and even with me having to run from some encounters early in the game. But once you complete the SP chart, or well, even enhance your alchemy a little bit, the game becomes a cakewalk, even if you do play on higher difficulties. The only noticeable difference I've found with the higher difficulties is that enemies just become bigger damage sponges. Because I've invested so many stat increases when making my weapons and given everyone HP regeneration capable armor, this pretty much made usable items pointless, as I was at a point where I was recovering health faster than the enemy was dealing damage, and bosses were no different from regular enemies as I was wailing on them that quickly. Ryza was the only character I bothered giving usable items to. Like I said about Atelier Ryza 2, the game does have an even harder difficulty that you can unlock after beating it, but I sort of wish it was available from the get-go. The game's random quests I feel appear way too often. While the variety's a little better, it's still generally beat this monster blocking the path, beat this monster somewhere in the region, beat this monster in front of you. Do you want to trade items? I lost something, help me find it. Gather these shiny things, or make something. Usually the rewards are more ingredients, gold coins that you can trade to Ryza's friend Romy for more ingredients, SP which becomes useless once you complete the chart, or a random stat boost for one of your characters. Thankfully you'll know which random quest gives those out, since a thought bubble with a small icon of the character will appear. While there are a lot of character quests and scenes between Ryza and her party, which is a testament to their friendship and character development, I feel that the game has a little too many of these to try and pad out the game, and they can drag on a little. There are times where Ryza will need to catch up with her party before a key story event, and when you have a party of 10 others to worry about as Ryza, that's a lot of catching up and scenes between all of them. I would consider this to be a minor issue though. I don't have anything else to really complain about here, so I'll wrap things up with the opinion. If the wheel isn't broken, don't fix it, or at least make minor improvements so it still feels like a wheel but rolls better. That's the best way I can sum up Atelier Ryza 3. This game wraps up the Secret series quite nicely and acts as a really good coming of age story where the characters find their paths in life and grow from children to young adults. The alchemy system of the game is fun and addictive, the world and its inhabitants kept me invested throughout my time playing it, and it was great to see Ryza and her friends grow in each game as their character development remains consistently strong throughout the series. While I did find the game a bit on the easy side and there may have been a little too many random quests and scenes between everyone, I think the series is perfect if you enjoy JRPGs and you want something a little more chill and laid back. If you somehow missed what I said just after the start of the video, I do highly recommend you play the other two games to fully enjoy this one. So with that, it's time for my rating. I would give Atelier Ryza 3 Alchemists of the End and the Secret Key the 00 Ryza Final Battle version out of 10, where she swaps out the GN Sword 2 for the GN Sword 3, as well as the fact that I've run out of 00 Ryza variations and this rating deserves better than the 00 Ryza GN condenser type. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next Infinite Backlog review. If you enjoyed today's review, feel free to check out some of our other videos and subscribe for more. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram and our Facebook page. Once again, thank you for watching.